So hey Karl, we are here at Buchler and Friends, and you're here with EarthQuakerDevices, right?
Yeah, with EarthQuaker showing off our brand new oscillator, the wave transformer.
So talk us through it. What have you got going on here?
So we've got our complex single oscillator that is all analog, both in the oscillator and the unique wave shaping circuit called transform. This is different than a traditional West Coast style wave folder. It basically breaks the waveform apart, applies voltage math, and then reassembles it on the output. So it does take low harmonic content waves and add in harmonics like a wave folder, but you get a very different asymmetric crumpled waveform on the output. We have 7 different outputs and 9 inputs.
So should we hear a bit of it then?
Yeah. All right, so the patch we've got right now is using the maths envelope opening and closing the transform circuit. And it's in our mute mode, which basically silences it when the control is all the way at 0 or counterclockwise. So it becomes a harmonic VCA that both modulates amplitude and harmonics. And then we can adjust the tune here. As it comes up, we've got the sub oscillator, which you could set to 1 or 2 octaves or mute, which gets added in here. So it's at 2, there's 1, and there's now the thing that's also really awesome about the oscillator and the transform circuit specifically is we have our shape insert that allows you to plug a different waveform in. So the default waveform is a triangle wave. But if you want to plug a different waveform into, like let's say you want to do a sawtooth, we go take the saw out into the shape insert. And so you can get a little bit different sound there. But you can also use external sources from like another, something like the Dixie here. And then we can put it. Now the other thing is you can use the subsource switch, because right now it's using the internal oscillator for the sub. You can switch the external oscillator to do the sub.
It's almost got like a kind of sync, like a hard sync kind of vibe,
Yeah.
hasn't it?
Now that leads us to the other thing that's really cool about the wave transformer here. So we'll put that back in there, is that we have both hard and soft sync, but these syncs behave a little bit differently as they both take bipolar signals, unipolar positive and unipolar negative, and you'll get very different sync sounds. So one of the cool things we can do here is we'll take the sawtooth wave of our Dixie, we'll put it into the soft sync here, and you can kind of dial in. You get very different sounds, and then depending on whether it's bipolar, positive, negative, you're going to get very different wave shapes. You can get almost filtering sounds. To our soft sync. The tuning, the wave shape, all of that kind of plays a big role in it. So depending on what you're putting into it, it really varies in the output. Because of that, there's lots of different sweet spots, and it behaves a bit differently, but there's some kind of extra special stuff that we thought it was better to do it this way, give you a little more flexible options.
Can we hear it like without the sequence and
Sure.
just kind of
Yep.
droning?
Okay, so we'll do this. here. Let me see.
Maybe take the modulation off, like take the envelope off, maybe.
All right. So this is just here, and then we'll do without the sub-octave. This is just this is the triangle wave, which is defaulted, going into the transform. Now we can add a little bit. This is the sub-octave here. And that's 1 octave down, and here's 2 octaves down. And then we do VCA mode.
I can see you've got pulse width. Is that on the sub, or is that on just the square output?
That's just on the rectangle.
Right.
Yep, and it does go 100% and 0, so it will completely go out. So we can go rectangle here, and then you can hear. Inverter on the pulse width as well, and it will go.
So is the wave transformer available now?
Yep, it came out on the 18th and is available for $199.
Brilliant. Well, Karl, thank you very much for speaking to us.
Yeah,
we'll see you soon.
Checking it out.
Cheers.